Good morning, students. Welcome back. This is Neha. Today we will be continuing with the lesson Freedom to Struggle, and as you know, this is the second part of the video. Before getting started with today's module, let's just take a quick recap about the topics which we learned in the previous class. In the previous video, we learned the early protest against the British. We learned about first war of Indian independence reasons. There were several reasons, right? We learned about all those reasons, and we also learned about the movement of revolt. In today's class, we will be learning about the freedom movement, Indian National Congress, objective of Indian National Congress, age of moderates, age of radicals, and partition of Bengal. Student, how all these freedom movements started? It started because people started to take education, okay? And the newly educated class who got English education understood the real motives of British administration. Farmers, tribals, and other classes who were ill treated by British were waiting for a stern uprising against the British. Okay, those who had studied and come from outside, they got to know the actual motive of Britishers, that Britishers are not helping us. Actually, the main thing was they were taking away everything from Indians, and in the meanwhile, the farmers, tribal class, and all the lower grade people were waiting for one spark. Okay, so they were in the wait of attacking British. They were ready to go against the British because they always ill-treated them. Growth of nationalism. As you know, that India is a land of diverse cultures. It has a long culture and historical heritage. This led an ideological foundation for the growth of nationalism in the second half of 19th century. Nationalism is the germination of feeling that we are one in the minds of the people. Okay, so what happened earlier was the lack of proper coordination among the Indians in 1857 first war of independence was a failure. Okay, because they didn't have any proper coordination with each other. This enabled the conscious Indian to get organized. The people who were conscious, right, they started to get organized. Gradually, it turned into a national movement. Various factors inspired the growth of nationalism. And further, we will be learning what are those factors which inspired the growth of nationalism. The first factor was introduction of Western education and modern science. By reading thoughts-provoking works of Europeans, Indians who were educated, they understood the meaning of national political tendencies, the concept like liberty, equality, and fraternity, which took birth in Europe, politically motivated them. Okay, and they got a click that okay, Britishers are not making us progress. Instead of that, they are making only themselves to get progressed. And the educated people disprove the British calculation. British used to think that Indians who have learned English will stay in support of them, but here this didn't happen. The second factor is uniform administrative system. The British brought India under uniform administrative system. As a result, the people who had got uniform, they were happy and they felt that they are equal. Likewise, in one united voice, all Indian opposed various acts and laws implemented by the Britishers. Actually, these laws were irritating, annoying the people who were there. So, this led to the growth of nationalistic consciousness among the Indians. The third factor was economic exploitation. Through their economic policies, the British remained responsible for the decline of trade, agriculture, industries in India. They converted land into a commodity. Dadabhai Navroji exposed the the way British were looting the wealth of India through his of wealth theory. Now you might have a doubt that what is drain of wealth? Students, the constant flow of national wealth. Our wealth was continuously was taken to England and it was taken away from Indians, for which India did not get an adequate economic, commercial and material return has been described by Indian national leaders and economists as drain of wealth for India. Fourth factor was realization of heritage. Foreign scholars like Sir William and Max Muller, through their studies, enabled Indian to know about the historical culture heritage of India. Thereby, it was confirmed to the Indians that the heritage of India was in no way inferior to the Greek or Rome. Indian understood that even India's heritage is equal to Greek or Rome. Thus, the roots of nationalism in the form of knowledge entered into the deeper layers. The fifth one was social religious movement. Social reformers of 19th century such as Rajaram Mohan Roy, Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, Swami Dayananda Saraswati, Swami Vivekananda, and there were many others who advocated the importance of education, and they wanted the people to get deeply into the education, and this brought a new perspective for the growth of nationalism. This made the learned people to be more creative. And the sixth one is inspiration of First War of Independence. Though the war wasn't successful, but still this event enabled the Indians to be politically better organized. The freedom fighters like Mangal Pandey, Rani Lakshmibai, Hazrat Mahal, and many more who sacrificed their life in the war set themselves as everlasting inspiration for the next generation of leaders. Racial discrimination. As you know, Britishers always believed that they were supreme and always considered Indian as the most uncivilized people. All the higher positions were always given to the Britishers, whereas the Indians were never given the high position comparing to the positions which were given to the foreigners. Later what happened, the people slowly they started to get aware of all these things, and the Indians who were exploited by these rules and policies, what they did is all Indian came together and in one voice they opposed the cruel laws and doctrines which were inhuman. Thus, this factor led to the growth of national consciousness called unity. Now let's go further and learn about Indian National Congress. Indian National Congress was a dream of a child of retired British civil servant Alan Octavian Hume. It was established in the year 1885 in Mumbai. Umesh Chandra Banerjee was the first president of the Congress. There were 72 members in the first convention of the Congress. Most of them were lawyers, journalists, and upper class people. In fact, it was the first political platform that boosted the national movement. Now let's read the objective of Indian National Congress. The main aim of Indian National Congress were to bring together and build a strong bonding between the political activists of different parts of the nation, to establish national unity, to formulate public opinion by placing their demands of the people before the government, to generate nationalism in place of preventionism. Age of moderates. The leaders who led Indian National Congress in the beginning are called as moderates. The period between 1885 and 1905 is often considered as the age of moderates. They had faith in constitution, Being loyal to the British rule, they followed the methods of praying, pleading, and agitating. Along with this, they tried to persuade the British for social and political and economical reformations. The prominent moderate leaders were Dadabhai Naoroji, Surendra Banerjee, Gopalakrishna Gokhale, Madhav Govinda Randhe, and others. Because of the struggle of these moderates, Indians were able to enter the Legislative Assembly. It was due to their efforts the truth of Britishers were the main reasons for the pathetic condition of India came to light. They showed that whatever we are today, it was only because of the Britishers. Okay, and they showed the real face to the of Britishers to the Indians. At this stage, by getting trained in political aptitude, Indians created a national perspective for anti-British protest. And later, what happened? These moderates were unable to reach the common people. Youths could not get attracted towards them. So, what happened? A new group emerged in the Congress which questioned the wait and see policy of these moderates. They were radicals Lala Rajpat Roy, Bal Gangadhar Tilak, and Bipin Chandra Pal were the leaders of these group and were popularly known as Lal, Bal, and Pal. The period between 1905 and 1919 is considered as the age of radicals. Reasons that led to the growth of radicals: ignoring Indians for higher posts in administration, the defeat of Russia in the hands of small nation Japan in 1905 created confidence that Asian could defeat Europeans. Indians were inspired by the revolutionary movements which were active in Russia, China, Turkey, and other countries. Partition of Bengal. This was an important event that inspired the national struggle of the radicals was the partition of the Bengal in 1905. Britishers were very anxious as the wave of nationalism in Bengal was getting stronger day by day. Hence, to get this down, what they did is they started to divide. They attempted to divide Bengal by separating Hindu and Muslim on the basis of religious differences. In opposition to the division, 16th October 1905 was observed as National Mourning Day throughout Bengal. Rabindranath Tagore sang the song Amar Sonar Bangla as the national song. Bankim Chandra's Vande Mataram became the song of the patriots. To signify the unity of Bengal, Hindus and Muslims exchanged Rakhis. Unable to withstand all these things, the strong protest against the British had to cancel the partition in 1911. Establishment of Muslim League. The British always tried to keep the Muslim away from the national movement by using divide and rule policy. Right from the day of establishment of Indian National Congress, British were encouraging Muslims to establish a separate organization to protect the interest of their community. In 1906, a Muslim committee met the then Viceroy of India, Lord Minto. Inspired by the meeting, Sir Aga Khan and Nawab Salimullah of Dhaka and others established the National Muslim League in Dhaka. It's the capital of present Bengal in 1906. Surat crisis. On the ground of controversies over Bengal partition, the radicals held agitations on Swadeshi and prohibition of foreign goods. They didn't wanted the people to use any of the Swadeshis or they wanted to stop the usage of the foreign goods. The moderates wanted to confine the protest only in Bengal. But what happened? They were not ready for the direct confirmation with the government. They were not ready at all to tell this to the government. This led to the outburst of differences between the moderates and the radicals, giving a way to a political confusion in the Congress. In 1907, Congress session held at Surat. Congress was split. Now, this Congress was one earlier. Now it had split into two between two groups. One was moderates and the other one was radicals. So once it was split into two groups, the Congress government took severe measures against the radicals. Like most of the radicals were sent to jail, few were killed. Tilak was given black water punishment and was sent to Mandalay jail in Burma. To make the radicals politically inactive, what they did is the British tried to win the favor of the moderates and Muslim by giving greater representation in the legislature. What happens? They saw that these two group of fighting and they wanted to take an advantage. So what they did is they took the moderates and the Muslims on their side and they told them that they will be giving them the higher places in the legislature. And to carry this forward, Morley Minto reformations were implemented in 1909. In this act, they created a separate election constituency for the Muslims. Meanwhile, the First World War broke out in 1914. This gave a new force to the national movement. In 1916, Lokmanya Tilak and Annie Besant organized Home Rule Movement. The Rowlatt Act. In December 1917, a committee was formed under the guidance of the Justice Rowlatt. The purpose was to suppress the revolutionary activities in India. Ultimately, the Rowlatt Act was implemented in Feb 1919. According to this act, on the account of suspicion, government could arrest any person without giving any reasons. Okay, if they found this person, if they found me as a suspicious person, they will not give me any notice. The one directly they will take me to the jail without giving me any notice earlier, because there is a rule. If they are arresting, if they are putting someone in the jail, they have to give them a notice before. Only after that they can put them. Without prior notice, the government could search any person's or his house. The arrested person could not even appoint a lawyer. Hence, Indian opposed this act very strongly, because if they couldn't get a lawyer to support them, how will they win the case? So the Indians were totally against this. Jallianwala Bagh massacre. On 13th April 1919, a meeting was called in Jallianwala Bagh Garden. A little distance away from the Golden Temple in Amritsar, the intention was to demonstrate against the arrest of their leaders, Dr. Saifuddin Kichlu and Dr. Satyapal. In the meeting, they had assembled there to discuss about all these things. But the security officer of Amritsar, General Dyer, in order to teach a lessons to the people protesting, what they did is he ordered a open fire at the unarmed innocent people after closing the only exit of the park. They closed the only exit of the park. He made sure that no one could go out of the park. Taken by surprise, the crowd fell in panic. As per government report, only 379 people had been killed, but in reality there are 1000 plus people who were killed. But whereas in the government report they didn't show the exact numbers of the people who lost their life there, but the actual numbers were above 1000. The thousand plus people lost their life in Jallianwala Bagh. Even the kids, the women, everyone lost their life over there. Dear students, I will be sharing a link of the incident which took place in Amritsar of Jallianwala Bagh. You can just go through that video and get to know the exact reason and the story behind the things which had happened over there. Students, I would like to request you to pause the video and just go through the important dates. That's all for today's class. Thank you very much for paying attention. Student, one request that those who have seen the video completely, please mention your name and class below in the comment section. Thank you. We will see you in the next video with the part 3 of this chapter.